Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Old Town Winchester Day. I'm sitting back across the table from Brady Cloven. He is the executive director for the Friends of Old Town. I do have to tell you, Brady, that as much as we've joked about this off air, I'm part of the Civic Leadership Academy. Last Friday was one of our classes. Your name came up as we were riding the trolley around looking at some of the different things that the city's doing, Crossover Boulevard, Ward Plaza, and somebody said something about Brady Cloven. Somebody on the Trovy said, oh, he's had a foot.
Yes. I like to imagine that they watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I am part of the Foot Clan. But no, I mean, we have talked at length as a board about the FOOT acronym for Friends of Old Town, about maybe getting shirts that have little footprints on them.
Now that I'm not terribly opposed to, but there have been some of your ideas, and I'm like, no,
well,
that should not.
That I want to make it so that on the website, if you look up our board members, like in the About Us, that it's one giant foot. Because there's 10 board members, so if you do 2 feet, everybody has a toe.
Yeah.
They just put their face on each toe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't encourage him.
Yeah. I think it's great.
You should do it.
Yeah, Nick will always encourage.
Okay, we are sitting at Bright Box Theater. Nick Helmet is the new owner. He is not ever coming back on the show again because he has encouraged Brady way too much in this particular arena. But you were on the show quite a while ago. Things have changed since then.
Yes, many things have changed. About 2 months ago, my company, Nick Helmet Presents, took over ownership of the Bright Box Theater. And we are moving right along, getting into our busy season, so looking forward to that. And it's been different, but good.
At least you had some time here. You had a basic working knowledge of how things worked. You were involved in the day-to-day.
Yes, I've been here actually about 11 years
now. Oh, wow.
So I started when I was 20 years old as a server.
And it was barely anything.
Yes, it was, we were so fresh back then. We were only in business about 2 years at that point. And then I was GM for 3 years, and now here I am.
So for somebody who thinks Bright Box, where is that? It's on the Old Town Walking Mall. Give me a little background on where you are and what you do, what you offer behind those doors.
So we're located at 15 North Lounge Street, in between El Centro and Roma's, and we do everything here. Live music, comedy, drag shows, private events, parties, anything. You name it, we do it.
Murder mystery.
Murder mystery, yep. Yeah, we have a big murder mystery this weekend. It is Halloween themed. It sells out every single time. It is on its way to sell out now. Get those tickets now, guys.
Murder mysteries are really cool. Halloween or not, murder mysteries are really cool because I feel like true crime right now is having a moment, and I am forever listening to my Dateline podcasts and all of the things. So I think those are good even in the summer.
Yes, we do them 4 times a year, so about once a quarter. And you're right, true crime right now is very hot. So.
You're going to dress up as a Dean?
Yeah, right, Ted Bundy.
What kind of music do you have here typically?
So around this area, because we're in the Shenandoah Valley, lots of Americana, lots of folk, lots of bluegrass. But we do it all, the metal, rock and roll, reggae. We try to cater to everyone because you can't pigeonhole yourself into one genre or else you've got a business.
Right. Nick is probably a good resource for you, Brady, because we've talked about that for First Fridays. You can't have the same kind of music every time down here for First Friday, but he's likely got a bunch of contacts for all different kinds of music.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about it, too, in the past. I'll be like, hey, I want this person. He's like, maybe go with this person instead. He's good to bounce ideas off of, and for being as collaborative as Friends of Old Town wants to be with that, and not take anything away from Brightbox, but for our free events on the mall, Nick has been great to just reach out to and say, hey, I'm thinking of this. Do you think they'll get a good draw? Is it worth bringing them in? I think it's great. I also love that you do comedy here. I think that just opens up to a completely different world.
Yeah, we've been doing comedy now 12 years. It's the last Saturday of every month.
Do you have good comedians?
Yeah,
I guess it's hit or miss, and it depends on the audience.
Yes, 100%. That's a great question. So we source most of our comedians actually from New York City.
Oh.
So we have a talent buyer for that, and he routes them from New York all the way down to us. So you will never see someone twice in a row within 2 years. We keep it very fresh.
That's impressive.
Yeah, lots of good comedy up north that we bring down here.
I think a lot of times too, people walking by think about you and this first floor and don't necessarily realize that there is a second floor with tables and all of the things up there.
Yes, that's our out-of-the-box suite. We do a lot of private parties up there, small acoustic sets, and then, of course, our comedy. So, this is a big building. This building is massive, so we have a lot to offer here.
Fun fact, because, I'm the queen of what used to be where.
Right.
This was the Leggett's building way back in the day when I was still in elementary school, it was the only building, and it's still here, it was the only building in the area that had an escalator. And I understand you saved that it was saved during the renovation.
Yep, it's actually right behind you there. And I have people weekly who knock on the door and they don't even say hi. They go, "Where's the escalator?"
You're the escalator guy.
And
Yeah.
I show them, and they always recount, like, "Hey, I was a little boy, and my mom used to take me upstairs," and it was so cool to hear that kind of history about Winchester. And she's still back there. She's not operational.
Doesn't work,
yeah,
right.
We put carpet, so it's stairs now, but she's still back there.
You should, for that upstairs space, I just thought of a great idea. You should do a fundraiser with the city. Do a roast of city council. Or a roast of...
You really don't like your job at all, do you, Brady?
I would be included in there, obviously, but I think they get down with it.
Let's
yeah.
do it for free.
Yeah, I would participate in that just to be able to say out loud what I can't say on the radio.
Look, I put myself through a lot for the city of Winchester and Old Town, so I think other people would be able to too. Yeah. It would have to be PG roast.
So you mentioned you've got the Halloween event coming up, the Murder Mystery on
Yes.
Saturday, but you're doing some stuff for Halloween as well.
Yes, on actual Halloween, we have our Halloween party with 2 DJs, DJ Offie and DJ Curfew, with a Halloween costume contest. First prize is $750 cash.
Get out.
Yep, $750 cash. So we saw a lot of heavy-hitting costumes last year. I'm hoping we see the kind of same draw this year. That is a lot of money to be handing out for first prize. Second prize is $250. I think the third prize is a $100 gift card. So
Still not terrible.
Not bad. Yeah, that's a good bar tab, right?
Yeah.
So how will the evening work? Will there be food? You've got 2 DJs. Walk me through what the night might be like.
Yeah, doors open at 9. Ladies are free until 11 o'clock unless we're at capacity. For all of you guys listening, a ticket is your entry into the venue no matter what. It's best to get your ticket in advance. We are selling food. We got shots, specialty cocktails, and of course the costume contest. And we're going to party until 2 a.m.
Shoot, I'm too old for that.
I didn't
Never
think it,
mind.
yeah, no, you lost me yet.
Yeah.
The costume contest will happen around 12 at midnight. Yeah, Brady's over here like, oh, I'm going to be in bed by then.
Shoot, I'll be in bed when everybody starts coming in at 9 o'clock. Yeah.
I try to go to bed before the trick-or-treaters start knocking on the door because I may be the one that goes through the line and buys all the candy, but I'm not sharing that stuff. That's my candy for the next 3 weeks, and nobody looks at me funny when I buy 14 bags of it this time of year.
This past weekend, my wife and her horror club does an annual overnight sleepover. So she'll show movies starting at 7 p.m. and usually shows 5 in a row. And I don't think we left Alamo until like 4:30 in the morning Sunday. And I still don't think I've recovered because as soon as that first one goes on at 7, I was like ready to fall asleep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is bedtime. This is get in, read my book time. No, so I don't know how people last. I'm glad they do because they were out here last year. I remember my first one being on the mall. I was like, man, Bright Box is packed.
Yeah, it's going to be a line down the block for this one, I think. So we're excited.
Well, you guys have done a really good job over the years of getting your information out there. People now know you're here. They know the quality of the events and things like that that you put on. So it becomes one of those things where, hey, I hope they're doing that this year, and we got to get our ticket now because we want to make sure that we get in the door.
Yes, we get so many phone calls day of. They're like, oh my gosh, I waited too long. Guys, do not wait too long to get your tickets for this. Get them now. They're $10. I think it's like $12.90 after tax and fees. Not bad at all. It's going to be packed in here.
The other thing that people wait too long to do is reserve spaces for their holiday Christmas parties, whether it's family or it's work or any of that. You do have some dates still open for that, though.
Yes, I think I have 2 Fridays left and 1 Saturday left. That's it. We are filling up our calendar right now for our Christmas parties. Give me a shout, Nick at brightboxtheater.com if you want to book a party with us. So we do it all year round, actually.
Do you keep a list of upcoming performances and all that sort of thing on your website? Is it on social media? How can people follow along to see what's coming up next?
Yeah, so the best place to see our announcements is brightboxwinchester.com. Also on Facebook, we are super busy on there. We probably do 3 to 4 posts a day, one of which is always an announcement. We do over 200 events a year here.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It seems like a lot, doesn't
That
it?
is a lot.
It's a lot.
As
yeah.
someone who just did her 2,500th episode,
Yes.
200 a year sounds like
Congrats,
crazy.
by the way. Yeah, over 200 events a year. We are busy here all year round. It's crazy, I think, how many events we do once we look at the calendar. But yeah, give us a shout for all your party needs, and we'd love to get you guys in.
Could I have a wedding here even?
Oh yeah, we do. We do about 6 weddings a year.
We trying to get remarried?
Okay, so another fun fact. My husband and I, we will have been married this December 27 years.
Wow. Wow.
We've actually been married 1, 2, 3 times. We never got divorced, but we had a secret wedding. And you will appreciate this. So we had a secret wedding because we knew each other in high school, lost touch, met back up at a bar that isn't there anymore, Bellstar over in Delco Plaza that's long since been gone. I think it's a Christmas store, or Ashley Furniture maybe, even now.
Yeah.
And then our wedding on New Year's Eve at midnight, at first night, was across the street, upstairs, over what used to be called the Victorian Tea Room. Guests came at 9 o'clock. We did the reception, did the wedding at midnight, right before midnight. And as we finished the little wedding ceremony, fireworks and everything were going off for first night outside and the whole 9 yards. But we never told anybody for years that we were already married.
Yeah.
And then on our 10-year wedding anniversary, we renewed our wedding vows. So
That's awesome.
27 is a weird time to do that again. But maybe
Or
I'll come
you
down
could,
here.
Yeah, you could come in a costume contest for Halloween
Yes,
and
yeah.
just do a pre-27. Yeah,
Right.
win
With a bunch
some
of-
money.
Yeah, the bunch
Yeah.
of strangers.
Yeah, that-
Yeah, what's better than that?
That's true.
You could come in a wedding dress and put blood all over it and put like a hatchet in your head.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can tell.
You have given this way too much thought.
That would be
Yeah.
way too.
Yeah, we'll stuff the ballot box for you
Yeah,
too.
don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Nick from Bright Box Theater along with Brady Cloven. It is Old Town Winchester Day on the Valley today, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Okay. I don't think Janet knows I'm recording this. She just stepped away to get another cup of coffee, so here's my chance. Hey everyone, it's Andy from the United Way of the Northern Shenandoah Valley. And yes, Janet, if you're hearing this, surprise. We're still celebrating the Valley Today's 2500th episode and this awesome community fundraiser you came up with. Here's the deal. Between now and the end of the year, it's Janet's goal to raise $2,500 to support the great work of the nonprofits in this community. If you give just $25 or more, you're going to be entered into a chance to be a guest on the show with Janet. If you give $250 or more, we'll make you a commercial just like this one that will air on the Valley Today podcast. So go to givebutter.com/The Valley Today right now before Janet realizes that I've hijacked her airtime. She's walking back in, cup of coffee in hand, gotta go. Remember to donate between now and the end of the year and support the great work of so many nonprofits and celebrate 2,500 episodes of The Valley Today.
Welcome back to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Old Town Winchester Friday. We are sitting at Bright Box Theater. Owner Nick Helmet is here with us along with Brady Cloven. Brady is the executive director for Friends of Old Town. We were talking to Nick about all of the really cool, fun things that happen here at Bright Box. But you've got a pretty cool, fun event happening yourself downtown on the mall. Hallo-Winchester.
Hallo-Winchester. Isn't it fun how many different names we can play on Winchester with? But yeah, it's actually...
It's a sickness.
Yes. October 25th, Saturday coming up. It's going to be an all-day thing. But starting at 2, it's going to be the merchant trick-or-treat stroll. So all the merchants are going to come out front. Nick said that you just bought like $100 worth of candy.
I did.
I mean, it's chaos. But from 2 to 4, it's just kids on the mall. I think we have 1,600 people registered or that liked the event online.
That's crazy.
Summit Events is going to have a photo booth outside for us. So that,
I love when Ben sets those up.
yeah, when they're with their costumes, they can take pictures. I'm trying to get them to be able to also just like play Monster Mash and Ghostbusters and like all like the usual ones. Rob
Yeah.
Zombie's Dracula. I'm just kidding. Not that one. And then
That will come later in the evening.
That'll end around 4, and then there's a little bit of a lull. We're also going to partner with some of the artists around us and your art shops, so your Tin Top, your Shen Arts, your Typewriter Studio, and there's going to be a little treasure hunt the kids have to go on where they get a little piece of a puzzle at each location, and then at the end, when they're done, it's a type of artwork. They'll be able to take a picture, tag Friends of Old Town, and be entered into a raffle.
Oh, nice.
And then that night, there's a bar crawl, the Hallo-Winchester Bar Crawl.
That's,
Being-
let's be honest, that's what the rest of us are waiting for.
Yeah. But that's going to be all the breweries involved in Old Town. You can buy your tickets online at the Facebook page, which is co-hosted by Friends of Old Town. It basically is going to be just fun all night. You can go to each brewery. Each one's going to have a different theme inside. About 8 o'clock, music's going to start outside a Broken Window on the Broken Window stage on Boscawen Street. There's also going to be a fan vote for Best Brewery.
Ah.
And then we'll have a trophy presented and then handed out each year. And then our costume contest is not quite as lucrative as Brightbox, but we do have a $500 cash prize. And then I think it's going to be like 300 goes to the first place, and then I think 150 goes to second, and then 50, which I still think is great.
No, that's great.
And that'll be held at Broken Window, probably around 10 o'clock. So if you're interested in the costume contest and you want to drink a little bit and go out and see and support small business, just make sure you're at Broken Window by that time. And all the passports you'll get, so when you buy your ticket online, you go pick up your passport and your wristband at Escutcheon Brewery, which is not in Old Town, but their sister brewery, Dividing Creek, is. We figured that'd be a good place to get your passport and then work your way into Old Town. So yeah, that should be pretty fun.
And I gotta say, so $750 is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
I might actually do a costume if I had the chance to win $750. But most of your people that are dressing up for this holiday, they're not doing it to win a cash prize. They're doing it to outdo the other person sitting next to them at the bar, whether it's a stranger or whether it's somebody in their friends group or in their family circle. People go all out when it comes to costumes. We were talking about that during the break.
Yeah, we were talking about, even my wife is Miss Halloween in Winchester, but not to throw her under the bus here, but she got a new job, and so she had an event where she was working with a lot of kids last weekend, like a trick-or-treat event, and she was like, I need to put a costume together real quick. And I was like, you got plenty of costumes laying around. Wouldn't you know, she chose the Mothman as her costume. And she got home and I was like, that's what you wore for the kids? And she said, yeah. I said, did they freak out? And she was like, yeah, a lot of them did. And I was like, good job.
Yeah, but in all honesty, those kids shouldn't have known what she was.
Yeah. Right.
So that's on the parents. Or their kids knew that was a Mothman and
Yep.
that what that Mothman
Still went over
does.
there.
So
Yeah.
that, yes.
And I said, did anybody have a better costume? She said, oh, no. I said, there you go. Yeah. But no, I think it's going to be fun. The weather looks good.
And restaurants are going to be open.
Yeah.
Is Dora going to be
Yes.
in?
Dora is in effect from, I want to say it's about 5 p.m. until 11 that night.
Oh, that's late, because usually your events are over at 7 or
Yeah,
8, because
but-
we're old and we like to be
Right.
home. And
the event itself will go till 11 and then break down until midnight. So it should be a pretty late night. So you can sip and stroll with your beer. It's still just the walking mall proper. You can't go outside that secondary district, but you can still stop at Brewworks first and then come into Old Town or Vibrissa, 50/50, and then have a good time while you're here. And then definitely hit some restaurants, get some food in your bellies while you're out. And then just take pictures. The one thing that we want to see is just to have a catalog of pictures over the year too. So tag us, Friends of Old Town. You know where to find us, Friends of Old Town Wink on Instagram, Friends of Old Town on Facebook. And then if you want any more information about Hallo-Winchester itself, you can go to the website, friendsofoldtown.org, or go to the Facebook page and you'll see it under the events.
what's up with all the pumpkins hanging in the trees?
So last year we got a little bit of feedback that we took some decorations out, like a Grim Reaper and some tombstones that some people felt was a little too scary. And in the spirit of us and Friends of Old Town trying to make the mall rebranded as accessible to all, family friendly, we were just looking at some stuff this year, and we came up with the idea that, I think it was like a Pinterest board, like it always is, but it was a very low effort, and the pumpkins are relatively cheap. I believe you have some for me.
Yes, they rolled around in the back of my car for a week and a half until my husband finally said, you have got to get them out of there. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
But for those asking, we drilled holes in the bottom, so when it rains, it can leak out.
That was going to be one of my questions, because I'm
everybody
looking at
has
these
been asking
going...
me. But we just went out and we talked to some businesses too. And we're like, hey, if you want to sponsor this, all you have to do is pay for the pumpkins you want in a tree outside. So like TT Walls and Wine Room were like, cool, we'll buy 30 pumpkins and we have 2 trees. And United Way did the same thing.
The Valley Today,
The Valley
because
Today.
Orange pumpkins and the Valley Today, it does make
Hand in
yeah.
hand. And then we got some volunteers. We had about 10 volunteers one morning in October and went out there and hung all the pumpkins in the trees. And then I've been slowly doing more as the month has gone on. I was out here at Brightbox last week, I think, and I'm not looking forward to taking 350 plastic pumpkins down and then storing said pumpkins.
See, that was the
somewhere.
other thing, because I bought them as a Walmart pickup.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to have to go into Walmart and use 2 carts to fill up with all these pumpkins. Because A, they're not stackable.
No.
They are not easily transportable.
No.
And so when I dropped them at United Way for you, I literally had to stand out, I had the back of my car open, and I am putting the handles on both of my arms.
You look like a tree.
And then
Yeah.
there was a wonderful guy sitting out front on one of the benches at Our Health. He got up to open the door for me, and he said, you know, I've seen a lot of things sitting here on the Our Health campus lawn. This is probably a first for me.
Hey, you know what? It's just all about community engagement, right? So I don't know any other cities that are making their fellow talk show hosts put pumpkins on their arms and carry them inside,
Yes.
but thank you for the donation.
It wouldn't have been a very good costume. That probably would have been as far as I could go, but it wouldn't have been a very good costume.
But it's been fun, and I think the feedback we've gotten has ranged from it looks like a Hallmark city to kids just being happy and pointing at pumpkins in there. Parents are telling us that they're making return trips down here just because it feels like Halloween, and I don't want to say it's a small change, but compared to some other things, like it's a pretty easy thing that you can do for a seasonal change and get everybody in the mood. Halloween is my favorite, but fall in general is just my favorite time of year.
And the trees in the tree wells on the mall don't change color.
Right.
So it's not like you're able to showcase fall color in any other way. And this is a great way to add that pop of color, and it's great for selfies.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I've taken many out there. One other thing that I'll talk about too is the Pause for the People fundraiser is still ongoing. So that is we have the Taylor Pavilion Revitalization Project happening where we got that grant from the state. We're going to actually start hopefully breaking ground on that in the next few weeks. But to bring some more awareness to it, we're partnering with the Winchester SPCA and Dakota's Dream to have a fundraiser where you can actually get your pet elected as the pet mayor of the Taylor Pavilion project. Now,
It still cracks me up.
nominations have closed, but you can still vote, and basically $1 equals one vote, and at the end of it, whoever has the most money raised has the most votes, and they become the unofficial mayor. I'm trying to get Les Beach involved to get some sort of transition of power to the Taylor Pavilion. I think he's game for it, but right now...
He's a good sport. I
He
can't
is.
imagine
Yeah.
he would say no.
He and I were talking about it last week, but I have just been blown away. We've raised over $5,000.
Oh my
so
gosh.
far in just a month.
That is another perfect example of how $1 makes a difference.
Yep. We have, I believe, 13 animals that got through the nomination process, and it's been incredible. There's some that make their own little cards for their dogs and then hand them out on First Fridays. If you go to different restaurants, like Dividing Creek has 2 posters in their window with QR codes that you can scan. There was an article on the Star about how Rivers is like the only honest candidate because he really doesn't even want to be mayor. So it's just been a really fun, community-driven fundraiser, a lot of crowdfunding in it, and it's fun. Like, people are enjoying it. So there's still time to vote. If you want to find that, it is on our website too. They also have a Facebook page, Pause for the People. One of our mini cats, are not featured as one of the nominees, but they are on the picture for the logo. Definitely check it out. Vote for those dogs and cats. Right now, it's Craig the Cat is winning. You guys know Chris Bennett, who used to run Court Street?
Yes.
Yes.
It's his cat.
Oh.
Yeah, a foster failure cat
Yeah,
from
see,
the SPCA.
as a dog person, I feel like I need to go
Well,
in and look at the dogs.
Murray Tanner was in first place. Katie Tanner's dog, the Golden Doodle on the mall.
Yes.
Craig had a surge the other day and raised about $300 in one night.
Wow. Did
But-
Victoria from Hideaway enter her?
Miso is in.
Miso. Okay, I feel a commitment
Nova
to.
from Moonphased is in.
Wow. See, that's the other thing too, is so many people don't realize how many store owners, how many businesses up and down the mall have dogs. Most of them, like Victoria, got them from the Winchester SPCA or a shelter situation.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you go into the stores and there they are. They're laying next to the register.
Yep.
Or the cat at Moonphased, I think.
When are you going to get one?
I don't know. That's a good question. Actually, we found out about the fundraiser because Craig the Cat followed us on Instagram. I said, "Oh my gosh, this is great."
Yes.
Yeah, I have had just a massive influx of people's pets following us on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm here for it. It's been really funny to watch people run their campaigns. Chris made a full 2-minute ad, like a video ad, about why Craig should be mayor, and I'm hoping that he shares that out because it was just incredible.
We're going to have to feature the winner.
I think we are.
On a
you'll
future
have to be out there
episode.
when we do, because Election Day is when it all becomes official, November 4th. So you're going
It's
to have to
probably
get out
the
there.
only thing I'm looking forward to on Election Day this year.
Yeah. I'm glad we could get
Other
the
than all the ads are going to stop.
Yes.
That'll be a happy day. So, friendsofOldtown.org, Friends of Old Town on Facebook, and Friends of Old Town WINC on Instagram.
Yes.
See?
Wow.
It only took them 8 months for me to remember what those were. And where do they find you for Brightbox?
BrightboxWinchester.com, Brightbox Winchester on Instagram, and I think it's just Brightbox on Facebook.
Fantastic. Thank you for letting Brady and I commandeer your space
Yeah,
today.
anytime, guys.
I will be back on Monday with a brand new episode of The Valley today, a few minutes after noon, so meet me here then.